Certainly a victory of looked fragile when defending from wide positions. Payne squares it. Finkler tries a soft touch off the chest. Didn't quite get it. Good square ball. Jago! And it's in for the victory. James Jago scores. And Melbourne, against the run of play, take the advantage on the half hour. Fortuitous it may have been, but well received by the Melbourne victory.
Well, how often do you see it? Down one end, a missed open goal from Nick Fitzgerald. They should be one up, the Mariners. They've gone right down the other end. The mistake is they allow Finkler to turn. That's the first mistake. He turns, he picks out Jago coming in late, shapes to shoot first time, but it's a feint, and it's quite brilliant what he does. Feints for that one, and that's a good strike. Across the keeper, you're always going to score from that sort of angle. Low and hard, no chance for Liam Reddy. And you see it's Brent Griffiths that buys the dummy, and they've gone straight up the other end in a counter-attack, and they lead 1-0.
And he has 6th appearance this season, James Jago, but he gets his first goal. And what a time to score. Just goal difference separating these two. It's a good angled run by Kim. Cross can't get through the defensive pressure. Lee Broxham was going to give nothing away in that situation.
Well, he's given this free kick to the Mariners. Lee Broxham can't believe it. Kim not able to get the crossover. Dangerous position. Hit the post in the first half. Zach Anderson from a set piece. Is it the way back for the Mariners?
Big bodies in there for the Central Coast. Kim needs to hit his spot. Thomas is marking the space, the near post, as is James Troisi. Ben Williams is calling a couple of players across, and maybe looking or talking to the Mariners captain. He doesn't want to continue the conversation with Nick Fitzgerald. Kim, well fired, a free kick, and it's in for the Central Coast. Mistake by Lawrence Thomas has been punished, and Zach Anderson scores the equaliser. Beyond the hour, it's victory 1, Central Coast 1.
Well, we just said he'd hit the post off his back in the first half. Zach Anderson was the set piece the way back. Kim with a good delivery, swinging away from Thomas. It's a goalkeeping mistake. He's got to come, he's got to make it his. And 2 touches for Zach Anderson. There's one, and a toe poke does well to finish it off in the end. There's a great shot of Thomas. He doesn't go with the conviction needed. And he's got time to have a touch, and then the toe poke from Zach Anderson gets him on level terms.
First goal this season, and only the 2nd of his A-League career. Zach Anderson, of course, started with Gold Coast United, given greater responsibility with the absence of Trent Sainsbury this season and the injuries that Central Coast have suffered at the back. And that's preying on a mistake, the definition of for Central Coast.
The centre, the midfield, and of course his leadership. It's a poor pass from Griffiths.
And they open the door here for the victory. Thompson, Jago. Looking to combine with Archie Thompson in a small pocket of space. The arm was up. Is that a penalty? It is. Zach Anderson has erred, and referee Ben Williams has pointed to the spot.
And the nod says it all. Well, that all comes from a poor pass out of defence from Brent Griffiths. And then they were in trouble because they had the overload, and Archie Thompson was the one on the left-hand side. Clearly hits the hand. The hand's away from the body. It's a clear-cut penalty.
Didn't give Ben Williams too many options.
It's a needless one from their point of view before that, but Victory won't care. They pounce on the mistake, and Archie Thompson wins them a penalty.
Big moment this for James Troisi and Melbourne Victory, and perhaps their season, their top 6 aspirations. Matt Simon on, but he was spectator to this spot kick.
He's had a while to wait, Troisi.
Now regroups. James Troisi came off the crossbar, but double figures for James Troisi in the A-League. Goal number 10 this season.
Well, it does come off the crossbar. It doesn't matter. It's gone in. I mean, in the end, it's a good penalty because he goes high. When you go that high, as long as you keep it underneath the crossbar, you're always going to score. Keepers aren't going to get up there. And he's hit it with a lot of power as well. Here's how we got to that point. Archie Thompson crossing with his left foot. Zach Anderson, the arm away from the body. It's clear penalty. Short run up from Troisi. Nice and confident though. Did look on though, didn't he, as it left his boot underneath of the crossbar and in. And Victory have the lead.
Still time for the Mariners to launch. It's Duke. Good touch around Geria. Mitch Duke clips the back post. Sturgiowski with the header. Geria with a mistake, and Duke's shot was blocked.
Yeah, he didn't have time for a touch there, Mitchell Duke. I know it was a difficult one, but he didn't have time to take a touch. He should have attempted it. As I said, it's been a difficult one to control.
Sturgiowski wins that battle, but Contreras clears it. More in luck than anything, but it ends up with Troisi. Thompson on the break. Here's a chance, and the sealer, Costa Barbarouses. 3 points in the bag for Melbourne Victory. Off the bench, the Kiwi does the damage. They're caught on the counter. Well, it's a game, set, match for the Victory.
And it's a clear Melbourne Victory goal. We've seen it so many times, the counter-attack. Mariners pushing forward. Troisi on the ball. There's the run from Thompson. He knows where Barbarouses is going to be. It's a perfect delivery from Archie Thompson. And it's a tap-in for Barbarouses to seal the match. Classic Victory goal on the counter. Brilliant movement and mobility.
Goal number 4 this season for Costa Barbarouses, and that's how much it means to those fans of Melbourne Victory. Heartache for Liam Reddy. His goal left hopelessly exposed. They gambled by committing players forward. You expect that in injury time, but in doing so, it's cost them a 3rd goal. And there it is, 3 points to Melbourne Victory, lifts them momentarily to 3rd place. At times far from convincing, but full of passion and self-belief in the second half. Back to the drawing board for Central Coast Mariners, who equalised and were in with a shout for all 3 points in the second 45 minutes. Relief for Kevin Muscat after the disaster of last week's derby against the Heart. They get all 3 points. 2 rookie coaches have ridden the roller coaster this season in the A-League. Started with Jimmy Jecko. It finished with Costa Barbarouses in the middle. James Troisi converted for the penalty spot for his 10th goal. Full time at Amy Park. Melbourne Victory 3, Central Coast Mariners 1.